Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Nima Akasha Zeberi.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm grateful to God. I was able to stand and support my friend Uraola Sumono Young yesterday at the...
Yeah, we have really gotten close.
We've been close
really
like that since.
Yeah.
Kind of gel.
Yeah.
Ura is someone that when we see, the entire day we're not bored, we're still together.
That's
one
nice.
is going, the other one is following. That's kind of
nice.
I love her deeply.
Who talks and who listens?
I talk. I'm the talker. So
we know.
I'm the talker too. Yesterday was the siblings development hub.
Yeah.
Enterprise Development Hub graduation.
Yeah.
You know, I had announced sometime in Ramadan that we're doing empowerment for 1,000 women. And one of our live audience and fan had gone through my page and she graduated yesterday. That just sort of fulfilled me, that people were able to really, really get that skill and the grants that were given. I commend Wura. We're doing the next phase, and I'll be announcing that on my
Fantastic.
pages.
Well done.
Well done.
How you doing, Mariam?
Doing great, amazing. I'm just looking forward to the weekend. We need to rest. My matter has become a spiritual matter. We need to start praying for me to get some sleep.
Get your blood test done.
No, I did recently now. I'm fine. I'm actually good. My markers, everything is fine. You know, I told you I did that recently. My blood pressure is good. Everything, I'm fine. I just don't understand.
We need to lay hands on you. How you doing up there, Julu?
I'm doing amazing. I'm grateful to God. After the show today, I'm going to play. Yes.
Where are you playing at?
Rufus and Bees. Just go there, play games like a child.
Yeah, I saw some videos of you and somebody playing.
Yes, I want to dance. I want to throw the basketball into the hoops. I just want to,
like this.
Yes, so just play, exhaust myself, buy ice cream, go home, and watch Netflix this night.
Netflix and chill.
Yes, and
was somebody's birthday. And somebody got this really ice cream cake. I haven't had ice cream cake in a long time.
Okay.
This was really good. Wow. Oh, I had a whole slice, and it tasted really good.
Only one slice?
Checking out.
Anyways, gift. Let me tell you, I have to read this one because this person says, Tosin Awoleye. Thank you so much. Says, good morning, ladies. My name is Tosin Awoleye. I am a fan of YourView, and I live in Toronto, Canada. I noticed that you ladies need a stand to accommodate your phone and tablet when the show is on. I see this as an avenue to make your job easier. Thanks for the opportunity. Please let me know if it was delivered. I mean, I am so grateful because it's so functional. We actually need it.
Yes, we do.
Some of us need it more than others.
Thank you.
What do you mean by that?
I didn't
Because some people, their phone is always falling down.
It's always falling. They know their phone.
Yes, especially Maria. Maria's phone is constantly falling down. This is a perfect gift. Thank you so much.
That's so nice.
Perfect.
Really nice.
Thank you so much.
So if you now fall again, then there's really problem. All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, so I'm going to start with The Nation. Buhari backs lawmakers' position on direct primaries. This is Bajabia Mila. Don't write El-Rufai's competent test, says NUT. Bailout states to share 656 billion naira. FG, ASU reach truce over planned strike. Korean government endorses 5G technology before. Federal government won't interfere in #NSAS panel report. And court stops Minister AGF from deducting the $419 million Paris Club refund. Okay, which stories are we taking?
Major headline.
Go ahead.
So the National Assembly has, retained the clause for direct primaries, and they've said that by next week they'll be sending it to the president for accent. Of course, this is against the across parties, the governors' forum across parties that are in. That are not in agreement with this, that are still proposing that they leave it open for parties to decide. So, according to the Nation, that's the short and long of it. they've retained it. The Speaker of the House has said that the President agrees with him on this and that, he's positive that this will be accented to by the President like that.
Okay, another story in Nation.
Yeah, so the government of Korea has promised to support the federal government of Nigeria on the deployment of the fifth generation network, which is the 5G, early next year, and they are going to be donating $13 million to commence the second phase of capacity building through the Korea International Cooperation Agency. They had already given $8.5 million, which has been spent on the first phase of the program, government e-program, which included capacity building, establishing digital training centers in schools and cities of Nigeria, and supporting e-government infrastructures. Right. So the Korean ambassador, Kim Yong-shae, is saying that Nigeria remains the focus of Korea because we have, amongst the African countries, we have the largest economy and population, and they're trying to see how we can all work together for our own development.
Yeah. So the federal government yesterday said that it had enrolled 924,590 out-of-school children into school under its Better Education Service Delivery for All, BESTA. So BESTA is a $611 million World Bank project, and its focus is to increase equitable access to out-of-school children in 17 states here in Nigeria. And so far, since its inception, they have reduced the number of out-of-school children. When we used to have in 2018 over 10 million, we have a little over 9 million right now. So they're doing a good job, and government and all the stakeholders are commending them. And also, we have the NSSEC, which is the National Senior Secondary Education Commission, and also they're working hand in hand to just make sure that we have more children get access to education, especially the problem is highest in the north, as we know. Yes.
So the president, while speaking to Blinken yesterday, as the U.S. Secretary of State, was telling him that he has nothing to worry about, that the federal government will follow and implement the recommendations by the state government. So he said they would not interfere in the panel report, that's the hashtag NSAS panel report, and that they're waiting for the state government to provide their recommendations. So in a nutshell, everybody's waiting for this white paper. So by God's grace, Abba Allah will meet this white paper, and then we'll take it from there. Moving on now to the Punch. Fuel marketers predict 170 naira per litre, claim supply drop, and NNPC disagrees. ASU may withdraw strike threat, but Jabiamila others intervene. And prophet rapes 8-month-old pregnant lady during private deliverance. This was a very, very sad story. I think it happened in Oyo State. It was a young pastor. He came to the community that I'm a prophet. I mean, I don't understand. He just came and they accepted him as a prophet. So while he was doing one of his sessions, he now spotted a 22-year-old pregnant lady, and I told her to come aside that he has a message for her. So of course she went in with him, and then he raped her. 8-month-old woman.
Pregnant woman.
Pregnant woman.
Obviously, he was caught and he has confessed, and he's now begging for mercy.
Hope it's not for ritual purposes.
Exactly. It looks suspicious.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's quite suspicious.
Because in the Southwestern custom, you don't sleep with a woman that is pregnant for someone else. It has serious implications.
So it might actually be ritual purposes. I didn't even think about that. That's interesting. Okay, the major headline, who has that story?
Yes, I do. So the dealers under the aegis of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association are saying, that pump price of petrol may go up from 162, 165 naira per litre to 170, especially during the festive season. That's because they're also predicting depot prices are going to increase from 159 naira per litre to 165. So the reasons why this is likely to happen is the supply is low. Many tank farms and depots actually do not have petrol, in storage. But NNPC is disagreeing with them. Says we have enough to carry us through the festive season. Then they also said that there are charges that are meant to be made, and those charges are paid in dollars, even though they had an agreement with NNPC that these charges should be made in naira. And that has still not been implemented, and that affects prices. And also the cost of, keeping the product at the depot too is quite high. So all these things, affect the final price, the retail prices that we
I want to believe that NNPC is already doing something about this, because for the past 1 week now, we've seen tankers loading all the way to Kirikiri and those all the way to Ijegu, even though the roads are under construction. So let's hope that in a week we'll see ease.
All right.
Yes, so, yes, we know that ASU has given the federal government 3 weeks ultimatum to sort out their grievances, or else they'll go back to strike. So the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, organized this tripartite meeting between the Minister of Finance, members from ASU, and people from the federal government representing. And he's saying that this is not the time to keep going on strike. Strike should be used as, when every other thing fails, every other, plans to have a conversation fails, then you resort to strike, because we can't keep stopping the academic session of students in the bid to solve this problem. Right. So the Minister of Finance is promising that the money that is meant to be paid will be disbursed before the end of the week. That's before the end of the ultimatum, and they will get their money. They're also looking at, verifying the UTAS platform for payment, saying that they're still sorting out some of the modalities for that, and everything will be sorted. But strike is not the way to go.
Okay, let's move on now to the Nigerian Tribune. States get FG's 656 billion naira support. Gbajabiamila meets Buhari, says president supports direct primaries. Set up independent inquiry on the Justice Odeli's home invasion, FG. Falana tells Buhari. FG to address ASU's basic demands next week. Lagos needs $15 billion in 5 years for infrastructure, says Sanwo-Olu. Nigeria's economic grew by 4.03% in Q3, says NBS. Railway workers begin strike, cripple operations nationwide, and armed thugs attack Osun APC factional meeting. Okay,
so the 665 million naira bridge financing that the Minister for Finance talked about will be disbursed to states in the same proportion of 18.25 billion. Of course, this is to help them in the repayment plan. The bailout that was given to the governors the FEC has decided to deduct these monies from allocation, and governors were complaining that this would affect salaries and other projects in their state. So they've provided another bridge financing for a 30-year period, and they'll disburse these monies within a space of 6 months to the governors to assist them, and payment plan will be in 30 years. There will be moratorium on the interest on top of it as well. This is supposed to assist states to cope with the payment payback. I hope that they do pay back, that we don't have another issues to deal with in 30 years' time.
Okay.
Yes, so there was a roundtable and launching of deal book organized by the Office of the Sustainable Development Goals and Investment, and the Governor of Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu, called on investors to optimize the advantages of the opportunities the states have to, develop the state. And they're saying that they will be needing $15 billion over the next 5 years for infrastructure, and they're calling on private organizations to partner with the Lagos State government, saying that if you compare with other states, you see that Lagos State has more of infrastructural development because they've been partnering, they've been getting foreign direct investments from even private companies and organizations, and we need to work together to ensure the well-being, the growth of thousands of, millions of people living in Lagos State.
Okay, another story. We've taken ASU already. I was going to... There's a story that jumped at me here. Okay, the Taraba Enlisting Service of Agro Rangers to safeguard farms. I really wanted to read that story. I totally forgot. Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll move on to the other papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're still reviewing the papers. I think we have one more story in Taraba.
Yeah. So from Taraba State, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. David Kassa, was saying that on Thursday, the government had enlisted the services of agro rangers from the NSCDC to help safeguard farms during the harvest season. He says that the crop season has been very successful this year, especially for rice and cassava. And this was made possible by the FADAMA and International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD interventions. So They are going to make sure that people are able to go to their farms and get these crops. We know how insecurity has affected really distribution and, you know, the supply chain of agriculture. So I guess this will move in the right direction. And we hope that just knowing that will put all these bandits at bay, you know, for people to get to their farms and harvest.
Moving on now to Daily Sun. Bandits now use radio frequency walkie-talkie. Hashtag NSAS report. I'm waiting for Sanwo-Olu and other governors, says Buhari. 65 Nigerians' monuments qualify for World Heritage Sites. FG excited over delisting Nigeria from religious violators record. Bill to move CCT from the executive list to judiciary passes second reading. Commuters stranded as railway workers short train services nationwide. And Kanu alleges inhuman treatment in detention. Okay, which story are we taking?
65 Nigerian monuments that qualify for the World Heritage Site. According to the Director General of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, Professor Abat Tijani, who is at the UNESCO World Heritage, UNESCO 41st UNESCO General Conference in Paris with our Minister for Information, was talking about the World Heritage Sites that we have, saying that only 2 have been, you know, listed as World Heritage Site in Nigeria, and that is the Osogbo site where the festival takes place, and then one in Adamawa. But the Obi of Onitsha used the same vein to talk about the Zik mausoleum in Onitsha that was, you know, supposedly supposed to keep the memory of the first president of the country, the Wele of Onitsha, in place. He says that although the Ministry for Works and Housing have established a presidential committee for the management of that place, but it looks totally abandoned. Right. It looks far from what it is. And if we are saying that we want to want other sites enlisted as World Heritage Sites, we should first of all start with the maintenance and management of the ones that we have existing already.
All right, so one of our lawmakers, federal lawmakers, Solomon Bob from Rivers State, from the PDP, has sponsored a bill to move the Code of Conduct Tribunal from the executive arm of government to the judiciary. According to him, the executive, as a democracy, the executive shouldn't be in charge of these of these trials because Code of Conduct, as you know, is supposed to legislate over issues concerning conduct
and public workers.
Yes, so they're saying that it shouldn't be under the purview of the executive. And this bill has passed the second reading, and we're hoping that it might become law, so they'll then move them under the judiciary. It should be separate.
Also, is the major headline in the nation. Yeah. You know, the cutting off of network in certain areas in the north supposedly produced some result, but the bandits have reacted, according to that report, by using walkie-talkie, so they can then talk to themselves
directly.
Directly. So if they found an alternative, I hope we are 10 steps ahead of them and doing the same thing. Either we open up the networks and then we start to do.
Okay. Yeah. So I wanted to take that story you just took now. So in addition to that, that containment order, which was to help fight insecurity, is the fact that the GSM facilities were restricted. They condoned us some roads, so bandits were not supposed to be able to take those roads. Yes, they were not allowed to sell PMS to them. So what they now found is that these bandits get into the villages, kidnap people, and force them to give them PMS. So they come into a compound and hold you and ask you to go and get PMS for them. Petrol, yes. Petrol for them, and that's what's been happening. But the government, that's the SSG, is saying that they're finding ways to curb the issues. They are still going to be reviewing the containment order, saying that those people have found a way to circumvent it. Maybe they will come up with new modalities to fight insecurity.
Yeah. I've got more stories. So thousands of passengers yesterday they were stranded at our very new railway station because the workers went on a 3-day warning strike. And really that they're complaining about their non-payment of salaries, no provision of accommodation for them. Their allowances haven't been paid. They says that management has not shown any commitment towards their welfare. They spoke to the NUR's Secretary General, and he says that it's only in Nigeria you find a train driver driving something worth billions of naira and yet goes home with 26,000 naira. And that this is the first time that their strike is a peaceful strike. There's no violence, they're not destroying anything, but they just want to come together as one so that government can hear them demand for their right.
Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. NSAS, FG waiting for panel reports from the state, says Buhari. And that's we've not taken. PDP kicks as APC backs Akeredolu over Son's appointment as DG. Detainees interacting with IPOB leader in custody, being punished, and Kanu's lawyers allege. Badagry collapse, owner converted old bungalow to story building, says neighbors. Delisting Nigeria from religious freedom blacklist excites federal government, says Lai Mohammed. Buhari believes in direct primaries, says Gbajabiamila, and strike. FG promises to address ASU's demands in 7 days. Yoruba Nation, FG wants to blackmail me, says Akintoye. Okay, story are we taking?
The Badagry collapse building, this building that collapsed in Magbon, in Badagry, was built, according to the Vanguard, when they visited the site, was built on a swampy area. It used to be a bungalow, and then the landlord got wise and greedy and decided to make it a story building, probably to earn more money from rent. But the builders, while they were working on site, the building collapsed on them. Now, the account of those survivors is what is even more painful.
Okay.
In the report, they said that one Alhaji Abdul and one Ifeanyi were willing to speak. They were in a private hospital and the report had already, not only, according to Alhaji Abdul, not only did the report that first of all came out carry a different building from the one that collapsed, they also said that they've been taken to the Badagry General Hospital for x-rays, whereas they are still waiting for the LCDA chairman to show up to see them in the private hospital where they are being held and taken to the General Hospital for that x-ray. They were first of all taken while bleeding and wounded to the police station.
What?
That was the response that they first of all got. They were taken to the police station, and it was, he said, I was bleeding from my head. Nobody builds a house, to collapse, intending to kill people, but this was our fate. But the response was to take to police station before hospital. Hey. So they had to go find their way to a private hospital where they are being kept. And till the time of the report, the LCDA chairman had not come. And they're waiting, they're saying until he comes, they will move them to General Hospital to do the right response to them. We treated Ikoyi differently.
Yeah, two different responses.
It's not in Cotonou. I don't understand.
Okay, for another story we've not taken. Yeah, you have the delisting story. You want to take that? I didn't read the story. Okay, so let's take another.
Okay, there wasn't much. Just to say that, I think in 2020 we have been put on a list of countries who didn't show tolerance to freedom of, people to practice their religion. And now the United States has, revised that and taken us off that list. And the Minister for Information was like, of course, we are known to be a country that allows for people to practice their religion, freely anyway. So this is much more a true reflection of what we do in Nigeria.
Okay, and the final paper today is Guardian. Let's find a story we've not taken. Ooh, Professor Andy Wu with Ebony Life Group CEO Mo Abudu, Professor Fenghu at the Harvard Business School. Congratulations to her. Buhari signs climate change AMCON amends bills into law. Insecurity, lower oil production, slow economic growth in Q3. Let's find another story. Panic in Imo as state records 38 COVID-19 cases in 1 day. Oops. Harvard Business School to teach case study on Ebony Life. Yeah. And 145 looted Benin artifacts in Pitt Rivers Museum, says Oxford University. Okay.
Are we teaching that in our Nigerian universities too? I mean,
I know that in my own school, Pan Atlantic University, we use Ebony Life as a case study. We use the work that they've done. They are one of the case studies we use amongst others. So, I mean, I think the story is worth looking at, and our business models, how she started, what her sustainable strategy is. Sustainable strategy
this is our local story. We should own it, and I hope that our schools are also adopting this as well.
Pan Atlantic is also a private school. We're talking about federal and state universities. And they studied Fela for their music school.
That's the question.
So they are studying Fela in the London School of Arts already.
Not even that, they're also studying the Igbo business model.
Yes. In the US, and they made the papers, but
we are very good at exporting our best.
Our ASU is they are frustrated. Government does not have time for them.
Today is not
Day two.
Today we're not talking about that. Please,
I'm just saying.
on that note, that's all we
Please,
can
on that
take.
note,
Yeah.
thank you so much. This has helped the newspaper review immensely. So
we're
thank you
This is
again.
our stuff,
Yes.
right?
I know, and it fits Mariam. Mariam's very, you know, this kind of thing. So you see how it just fits you. I see this is made for you. Yeah, I'm still trying to see how I can go around it, but it's all good. It just fits you perfect. All right, let's go on a break. Oh, I forgot to say I'm styled by my mom.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. You like it?
Yes.
Every Friday now I'm going to Rambaba because there's so many, plenty.
Beautiful.
And today is World International Men's Day.
Oh, it is?
I just heard.
How do we do
Hey,
for
World, so please, as you're playing,
do
let's
for
play with our
us?
men.
Okay.
World
We need to
International
find-
Men's
I'm going
Day.
to go and play today.
Let's find something. Thanks for staying with us. So it's Friday, Celebrity Gist Day, and we just like to gist about celebrities today. So today it's Kwamwon broke the internet yesterday, and we just thought, let us discuss this matter. So if you are the first or second one, now we don't know nothing about his first, second, third, or fourth wife. We're just hearing public gist and all that. But if I were one of these wives, and I saw, and this new, see how fine this woman is, tall. She looks like, her presence last one are intimidating, you know. She comes in and see all the support, the friends, the family, and all these nice and pomp around her entrance. Me that I'm in the house, how will I feel? I don't understand. I need help. How would I even start a conversation? Would I even be able to enter the kitchen again? What will I do? Then I see the celebration to bring this woman into my house.
Acceptance.
I think you accept it because you too, you must have enjoyed that.
At my
You
time.
know, yeah,
Okay,
do
so
your time.
So it's her time.
Yes, it's her time. Turn by turn. Oh God, that I'm saying it is weird. Anyway, so it's her turn, and I guess if I lived in that sort of situation, I will switch off a lot of things. I would just know I'm here for give birth, stay, you know, that's it. I'm not going to entertain any form of emotions or, you know, romance, never. Because for me, I feel that that is recipe for disaster.
Right.
So I know that this is why I'm here, this is my corner, and this is my lane. I'll be polite to everybody, and I'll face my front.
Let me take Etsu's call. Welcome to Unima. Etsu, are you there? Thanks for calling. Hello, Etsu. You're live. Yeah, I think we're having connection issues. Yes, Nima, help us out.
Okay, so let's not forget that Kwamwon recently became the Mayego of Yoruba land. And that title is very traditional. So for traditional titles from where I come and what I know, comes with a new bride, something to launch it in.
Oh.
So, yes, so this is, yes, because when my king became king, he used to be a monogamist, stayed in the UK and all of those things. And when he became king, as soon as he became king, they waited for 2 years. Another king now wondered, they did not, now brought his daughter. And you have to have a new wife for this. So the Igbo wife.
So this is your own interpretation. Doesn't mean that's what happened.
No, just explaining. Anybody can rebut it. I'm waiting for callers to rebut it, but that's usual. So, and of course, she's supposed to call me. The wives at home, this should be expected. They should not be shocked at it. To make it easy for people, because me, I don't want to be emotional. To make it easy for you is to accept it. Know the man that you married. You cannot marry a Mayego and want to be a single wife. If it happens to you, you are the luckiest woman on earth. It is rare. You are an Oba.
But I married you before you became my ego.
Now you have become the only had one wife for so long. But since he married, we've recently heard of a new wife.
Yeah.
One new. Yes, now he has a new wife.
On top of Naomi?
Yes.
No. That's not correct. Where did you get that from?
You people are not online.
No. It's just only Naomi.
At the last traditional festival
it is now. It's only Naomi there.
She was. I say she was a...
I'm telling you that it's not correct.
Okay, don't worry.
Google it. It's not correct.
It's not correct.
Only has one wife.
Yeah.
Please.
It's not correct.
Yeah, it's not correct. Oh,
I'm
correct.
coming to you.
Let me go on let me take this call. I think I have Joshua. Joshua, are you there? Joshua, are you there? I think we're having phone issues. Hello? No, go ahead. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay, this is my first time of calling.
Welcome to the show.
Okay. Yes, we are in Africa. In Africa, that is our culture.
Okay, culture.
So it depends on the man to decide. Okay, I want to be with one man. You understand? Or he decides, okay, I want to marry more than one wife. You understand? When you marry more than one, even our forefathers, the reason why they are married more than one wife, because they will now take all the wives to the farm. They will farm. Everything they farm belongs to the man. They will eat from there, they will work, and the man will take care of them. You understand? As I'm talking to you now, my father married 4 wives, and 4 wives live in the same compound.
Wow.
He built 2 bedroom flats from them. So he shared the woman every week. Once it's your turn, a week you will go there. You are in charge of that man, my father's house, for that week.
Interesting.
Once it's your time, every week you will go there. Once your 1 week is over, you will go there, remove your best friend, whatever, and remove it. Well, the other one, you will go and...
All right, thank you, Joshua, for I think we get the picture. But you see, going back to this Kwamon story, I don't understand. I know Kwamon has money, obviously, but how did he approach a woman like that? I don't understand because he seemed really, really smallish, you know, like and the guy is like this. Look at her. She's very. I mean, she's like a model, like a supermodel. Like she's like a goddess.
Yes,
she's like a goddess. I like, hey, this small, my quiet, my man. You know, it's like, can you handle this thing you just came to carry?
He can. But you know, your uncle also helped us understand that sometimes you also marry women who are accomplished, right? So they can take care of themselves. And what they really need is maybe just have your name and that association with you.
Exactly.
You know how marriage in Africa sort of gives a woman covering, respect. So that could be it for some women. Like, okay, I just need to have that Maegun title, Mrs. Maegun on my side. I can take care of everything. I'm good.
So the title is for him alone.
I hear
the
that.
title is. If she had been married and took the title with him, maybe Maegun and Olori, Maegun or something.
Okay.
But as his wife now, you should have Olori now.
Now she only.
And they'll be co-Oloris.
All of them will be
So I wanted to say that somebody was saying on YouTube that he actually does not live with the wives, so they live in different places. So that's also one way, to handle it. And I know my father is a polygamist. He never lived with all his wives. You marry, you come, you finish your tenure, you go, another one comes. So we're used to having that sort of thing. But I wanted us to look at the competition of, you know, being in the same place where you have a man has 4 wives and they're all living together. You know, this one that Miriam said she will just focus on her focus, will not work there. Because you need to find a way to still be interesting to your husband. So if you just focus on yourself, they can kick you out of the game. Everybody will be humble. Everybody will be humble enough to play. And what you're playing is to get the love and attention of your husband when it's your turn. So you'll be on your best behavior. Even if you don't like the other wives, you won't show him that you don't like the other wives. You will act like you're the one that is peaceful. I give you peace. Once you put your head on my laps, peace will follow you.
What does he give me in return?
But you see, I want to
you chose to marry into
I want to draw your attention to the pictures we just saw a moment ago. If we can get our producers to put it back, where this is the children of Kwamon, welcoming all around this new wife. I'm told that these are his children. Now, what that also suggests is that they have accepted this new bride.
They don't have a choice.
You know, this is more. So, as a woman, when my children are there, surrounding the new wife of their father. Hey, blood of Jesus. No, how would you handle it?
What do you want
your
to
children?
handle?
Your children are there. My own children, they may be alright. They now, so their daddy now has a new wife, and they all gather around her.
You start with your children.
Enjoy yourself.
For polygamy, for polygamists, I remember. I cannot mention the man's name. I wanted my sister to be his polygamous 3rd wife. He looked for his daughter, who was her namesake, to ask her out. In fact, they were age mates.
I've heard of that.
So by the time she's coming in, that's her first friend. If she doesn't understand the father, the daughter will be an intermediary. It's not news. People do things that will make it work for them. Then the competition really is in the mind. For some women, if they like, they put one in the UK, the other one in Alaska.
Australia.
If the competition is in their mind, they will compete. Whereas for some, they put them in the same accommodation, and they will just see that they've earned the sister. They will not see it differently. My grandmother used to say that the first wife of my grandfather gave her a sister. She was an orphan and she thought she had a mom. when she came into the house because of that woman, and she sort of adopted our only surviving child when she passed. So we thought my dad had an elder brother growing up. So women have ways that make this work.
Yeah.
But if it isn't working, it is largely, most times, like a 70% women issue, where one is dressing too much. You know those kind of competition you mentioned to get the attention of your husband. You're looking to this, you're looking to that. For those polygamies that have survived, when they are going to the spa, it's boss. The same thing you want to do.
Everybody will do it.
Yes, we are going to a spa, we are going to this, we are going to that.
Wearing and co. Is that not what God gave you?
So going by what Alaji just said earlier, so if you're a polygamist, you obviously have to be rich to be a polygamist, because
Not necessarily.
you have. I'm just saying, like, it's for them to be happy and feel like you're teaching them fairly. You have different houses for them, or they live in different houses. So the other room matters. For example, you can put it on schedule. So Monday I'm with your house, and you don't know what's going on. You don't money sounds.
But if they would have different houses, they could also do monthly schedules.
Yes.
Or maybe summer, winter schedules.
Yeah. So I'm here Monday.
This is Nigeria.
January's. Well, I mean, January I'm here.
No.
Next month I'm next door.
No.
Like,
You have children too that you need to see
No,
regularly.
children you'll be seeing them now. I'm talking about, I'm saying like other room care and
Yeah, but
other
that's
things.
one model. There's another model where all of you live, even if you have the money. You have a big compound.
Yes.
Everybody has their rooms.
MK
in the same
Abiola
compound.
had that. In the sense he had like there were I think it was bungalows, each wife, all of them, everybody. And I know
and then the children go to school together.
Yes.
There was one in our my secondary school. Then the bus that brings the family. If I knew all the children,
so you need
they come
you
together.
have money, and you have to have money.
Even if you don't have money, if the women have money, they can take care of themselves. I also remember one time, Sir Shina Peters came on our show.
Yes.
And he spoke about how he would do his best for them, and then the wives would do the rest.
Yes.
So, and it got me thinking that wouldn't that cause some sort of inequality and anger and competition amongst children? Because if your own mother has more, first of all, you may go to a better school than the rest. You may get to travel, you know.
Yes.
So how do you really keep that family together?
Yeah, that's another angle.
Yes, but I've seen a woman who is, you know, I think the first wife somehow are a bit more accommodating. They have a large... No, I think so. I think they have a large house. Someone like Mariah now would work well as a first wife, because I know she first-hand. She rejects it. She has a large heart. No, I know what I'm saying. She has a very large heart.
Someone said that, I don't have large heart. You only that matter. We're going to large heart about forget.
So you see that even when some of the women are making so much money, they find a way to balance it. Okay, my money can afford so school for my children, but I don't want to be the only one that my children goes to the school. Don't worry, let's find a middle ground. When they are traveling, they shop for everybody, even if it's their own personal money. Just make the children, because the truth is, you have, as a woman in that family, you have all the children. They belong to you. Nothing outside happens to them, they won't mention your name. So if you accept them as your own
this
children.
This is like a perfect first wife. Let me perfect first wife.
No,
She knows the game.
Don't try me. So you will make a second wife.
Second wife. Large heart. Super fast. You have large heart.
It's easy to tell another woman she can take it.
See how she was describing it.
I have lived it.
Dr. Moyo, are you there? You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
Yeah, happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you too.
Yes, I'm with Nima on this one. If you marry a polygamist, just get ready that at any time it can be replaced. Like some people were throwing jabs on social media yesterday. They said her name is Rocco, so she can also be replaced at any time. So you prepare your mind that your time is just for a season. At any time, you have another person coming. Then, as for your children, do your best to reconcile all of them. Yeah, I'm not a polygamist. I don't believe in polygamy. But you open your eye, you saw this man is a polygamist. You know that it cannot stop anytime soon. If you marry a celebrity musician or a politician or traditional person, just know that you are fighting a lot back to thinking that he will be a monogamist. So choose the kind of man you will marry. You know his mindset. Live happily and peacefully. How many years do we have in this life that will be fighting over everything?
Thank you very much.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. There's a model like there's another polygamist that I know that I grew up with. I won't mention his name, but in that house, in the compound, he had quite a few flats for all his wives. Now, what he did for the children to ensure there's uniformity, Everything concerning, they had the same lesson teacher. A bus takes all of them to school together. All the children, you come out of your flat, enter the same bus, takes you to school, come back, you go to the same lesson. They have the same, he hired chef that have the same food schedule for everybody. So if you're eating toast this morning, your house,
so it's like living in dormitory.
Yeah, same toast. Everybody eating breakfast. Same, you know, he uniformed. He made it so it was uniform, so that nobody felt that one side is being favored over.
Behind.
Holidays you did together. Yeah, paid for everybody's traveling abroad together. So he had the money to do. So it goes back to, can a poor man be a polygamist? That is the question.
Yes.
How?
So if one wife, like one I saw, one wife had a cafeteria, what they call Mama Put. She was a cook. So nobody else cooked in that marriage. Then there's also one where the senior wife, as soon as a young wife comes, certain responsibilities that she had to take care of for daddy. She promoted to resting. She only dealt with her own personal needs. She doesn't care how his clothes are washed, or the young wives deal with that. She does not care when food is ready. All she has to do is show her daddy it's ready, and they will bring her home because she's assistant daddy. You know, all of that.
I like how you put it.
So, you see, it's the way you see it. It's what you focus on.
Mommy of the house.
Yes.
You.
Then, you have some family members who make it work. I had an uncle who didn't like the first wife. Not my uncle, really. Who didn't like his first wife. So, my dad said he decided to start to marry plenty wives. The first wife was dark skinned, so all the pepperito, Tony tomatoes came after her. And so there was an imbalance. The first wife was almost neglected. And because my father was Alpha and knew the line that he must do justice between all four, he became their distributor for food. Every month, the money must come to my father. Equal will be shared to the four wives. And some of the new wives who were already having an extra edge of collecting extra did not like that. My father made sure, told him, said, this is the only way you can be fair. If you allow the distribution of these women and their needs distract you and you abandon one, that one to account against you. So he made sure he did that. And when we grew older, when they wanted to go and marry from that man's house, we heard the story, how it worked from the first
so there's another angle,
Fuji house
which I think
of
which you kind of subtly raised. When as a wife, you're normal person, you feel you look good, you look okay, and both of you are together. But when your husband is going to bring another person, this is tomato that is very flashy and is very, very fashionista, that looks, there's almost times 10 you. As a woman, how would you feel? That's our next segment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay. Okay, now. All right. So, Father in heaven. So, when this new babe, I mean, you're married, and I say when you married your husband, you're just plain old Jane. You know, you don't do your hair. You know, and he loves you like that. You're just a regular person, and he loves you like that. Both of you grew together. You grew the wealth together. Just for second wife to come, and she should be setting. She should set like this goddess-looking woman, like very flashy, upgraded. That you can see that this one her hair, full option. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, have mercy. What would we as a first wife?
Military governors' wives will give you gist. Because we remember then when they make a military person a governor. Old wife that has been with him in the barracks, so following him, climbing bike together and everything. He now becomes governor. They'll now get new wife that can read, because this one does not know how to read. But when they met her, you know, they were all in the streets together, you know, while he's growing up the ranks. She has been in the barracks taking care of children. He's now a governor. He needs someone that can represent the new office. Hot, sometimes yellow, speaking English, you know, and where they had so many I'm sure there were many
women. Not just sit down and just be looking at
some of them, we used to hear their gist in the news where they will fight. we've heard of some that would now want to bleach their skin to look like the other one that has been brought in, you know. So different ways that women can handle this. I just feel that if it is not your portion, if you don't like this sort of thing, don't even be there. So I think you'll be miserable. But, you know, in the Hausa community, I know that usually they prepare the wife at home before the other one comes. They'll buy you stuff. They will give you gifts. You know, so, and, you know, as your uncle said, some of them are told. But now, I've heard a lot of people complain that sometimes they don't know. They just hear that their husband who says, I'm going for a business trip. Your husband has got to marry a second wife or a third wife. I think it's important to be, you know, I'm a man that can marry more than one wife. This is likely to happen. And then let us also now put it on the table. When you decide to move on to the next person or bring someone else, please, I would like to have this and this and this. I want my own flat and make sure I don't have to, I don't want to share a place. Yes. Let us make it like, because I don't know, if I'm all that first wife to you, become accommodated, I need you to give me something in return that will give me peace of mind.
But so how do you think Kwamwon approach a woman like this? Because, I mean, I don't understand.
Kwamwon does not approach
If I were this woman,
when
I
he
would
was here, he said
Kwamwon.
Is Kwamwon King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal.
Hey.
Oluwaye Fuji, the #1.
Hey.
Women approach him.
Hey.
Women need this security.
Wait, billionaire.
Lima is his spokesperson.
Wait, let me tell you, women want to marry class and title.
Yes. Okay.
Women want to form one lorry. I know a Delta woman who married one of in Lagos. Let me not call the area because it's our
person.
Yes. And she's just happy being there. She's Olori.
Yes.
Even if it's number something behind, it doesn't matter.
Wealth of fame.
When she goes home, and whenever they have something to do at home, over we escort her. They will escort her. They will form Olori in their place. Everybody else will correct when she's coming. Olori is coming. Okay, so women want to marry class. Women will go to people like Kwamwon and say, please, just give me your name. Me. I will pay. I will even take care of you, not you. Yeah. So these things are not new because we've seen them said, and they've actually worked for some women. It is the reassurances that a man gives a woman when they are starting life. That's where problem is.
So we have to wrap up on this.
A young man saying
to
his new wife that after you, now you, I will never marry another wife. So that one is in a dreamland, and so she's shocked when the wife is coming.
So you know how your husband was interested in you because of some things that you had. My advice to every woman, whether you are a single, you're in a monogamous relationship or a polygamous relationship, is to maintain that first.
Leave that thing.
See now, listen now. I talk to people who their marriages are broken, and there's some things that I hear, which I am trying to now find solutions for other people so you don't make the same mistake. So try as much as possible. I know that things will change, especially when you have kids and all that, but try as much as possible to maintain that which you were given in the first place. So, for instance, if you have a good character, that you are peaceful, you are not nagging, you don't suddenly in the marriage start nagging because somebody else has come. You will lose, hold on, you will lose that opportunity. If you're somebody who used to, the way I used to pepperly like this now, then I'll now relax. I won't do anything. No, hold on now. I won't do anything again because I feel I am married. I'm relaxed in that position. And then somebody else comes, they will kick you out. So you need to try as much as possible to maintain, don't ask me any questions. Let me to maintain that first thing. So that, hold on, so that even if you move on to another wife, you are focused on working on yourself. You won't be bothered that, of course, you not let me finish now. You won't be bothered that they are moving on to somebody who is prettier than you because you know the value that you have. No, you are married to a polygamous home. You will take care of yourself.
Okay, there are some men that will marry because you are tall, slim, and everything. The second one, they marry her because she's voluptuous and she's full, and
so they want all of
everything.
I will maintain my tall, slim, and be myself.
So you can maintain your tallness and your slimness how much you like. You can never be voluptuous or whatever, except if you go under the knife. Secondly, there are some that marry people because they are, she's so peaceful and quiet. Oh my God. When I come to the house, it's peace. Then they marry the one that gives them fire.
Yeah, because they like it.
She's excited. Wait,
what I'm hearing her say is that you said your own. Yes. What she's saying is that there's a man that wants everything. Yes. So he wants you to be at this one.
stay where he wants you. See, my point is, stay where he wants you for that marriage.
So let me
that you don't lose yourself. You know, we're talking about how do you feel. That's why I'm asking this question. So you don't lose yourself trying to please him. He makes you as this person. Stay as that person.
This point we're making is extremely important. And it's important that I even reiterate it somehow, because in my own mother's case, my mother was an industrious woman, owned businesses. She's a wife. She was a daughter of the Ààrẹ of Lagos. She came from a very successful family. So she was doing well, and so there now she wasn't the kitchen person. Yeah. So she was a very so my father was a lawyer. This nice Lagos girl. You know, they fell in love, did everything together.
Yes, and
his second wife, however, she's from Republic of Benin. Very good in the kitchen. She makes the best French orishi couscous today. When you go to her house, you know you're eating also assorted.
So let me ask you, did your mother now start fighting to be in the kitchen?
No.
That is my point. So
the area where they carry you from, just stay there.
Stay there.
Also,
function well there.
Marry because of their class. Like the Oni's case. I'm taking it again.
Which Oni? No,
Ashley.
No, check your Google now. Don't embarrass us. That we know.
I need that one. Shift. She's been promoted.
Yeah. Are you for real?
Olori Ashley is there now.
She's been promoted. So
it's because if you hear her own attributes that she's bringing in, that she's a good woman who is very generous to the king, and had always been like a financial backbone. But their marriage was delayed because she had a child out of wedlock. So she's bringing her variety. And you see her, she's so different from the
other one.
She knows her place.
She knows her place.
So because he's the Oni, you cannot expect him to be a monogamist. That's all.
Hey, let's go on a break.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to be wrapping up on this issue of polygamy. Let's take a few messages from YouTube and Facebook. Yes.
Bilikis Morenike says, anyone marrying an entertainer knows what they're getting into, especially the likes of K1. The man is almost aging backwards, but it's different strokes. Lotus Sunflower says, not for me too. I refuse to share. I thank God that I'm not in that position, and I will forever be grateful to God, because not everyone asks for it, but life happens. Corey Williams says, to satisfy one woman na jump plus GCE for 90s, not to talk of multiple women. That's now if you not die young self.
One has always been attracted to beautiful women. Check out all his wives. They're all beautiful, both black and yellow purple. But this rapport took a step further by having a classy and Omar loud kind of wedding. You know, men agree to anything when they are in love. I wish them happy married life. Let her enjoy it while it lasts.
Ade producers, Westerners are also polygamous. What will you call someone who marries more than 3 times? Please, don't think only Africans are doing what people don't like. Omuete says, busy trying to change women, but forget about opposite sex. Men don't like that.
All right, so we have to wrap up on this, but really congratulate Kwamwon and his new bride. We say that may they enjoy happiness, joy, peace, love, and acceptance in the home, because obviously he has a big heart, and his wives have big hearts to accept others, and we really wish them the best. And as the children said, welcome home, welcome home. So we also say to the new wife, Emanuela Ropo, welcome home. Cabo.
Who's home? I don't know.
Welcome home, our wife. Now, moving on to other celebrity gist. Davido started this wahala. He said his friends, in fact, he called out his friends to give him ₦1 million. Yesterday morning, he had about 96 million. By afternoon, he had 146 million. By evening, they had hit 170-something million. I don't know what his numbers are today. I'm hearing it's about 200 already. But he was able to garner almost 200 million naira from his friends and probably associates. Now, we don't know what he's decided to do with this money, but many other celebrities went on to try to replicate this gesture to see if indeed many people will support. We don't know what numbers people like Daddy Shoki or the P-Square they made, but in our own case, we did our own video, and let me not even go to our own. This is where it is. Well, now I will go to our own, because in the beginning of the day, okay, so as of this morning, let me see the figure that has come in. 20 naira came in this morning. And let me see, the balance now is 352,000 naira. So what happens is that we got the money, money came in and all that. And then somebody sent in 600 naira.
May I hide under the table, please?
No, it's okay, no. You know, so somebody now sent in 600 naira. And I did a video and said I was grateful because that person, in my own way, saw 6 ladies and maybe didn't have much money and gave us 100 naira each. And I thought that was a good gesture. So I thanked the person on social media. That was an error. After that, I announced to the person that send me 600 naira, and I would like to bless, send me your account number. I'd like to bless you because you obviously sacrificially gave us this money, and I'd like to bless you. Nigerians started sending 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira. I started sending account number, so they'll send me 100 naira. Do not send me a message on, please, I just sent 200 naira. Please, my final money. Please send me your, see, this is my account number. Bless me. So by the end of yesterday, I've gotten almost 102 messages from people saying, bless me, because I just put 100 naira into place. Father, Lord Almighty. See how Nigerians are. Again, we the people. I wanted to bless one person. 100 others now try to replicate.
And you shall receive.
So I said, this is part of the problem. This is part of our problem. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't bless the 600 naira person because I don't even know who. I can't trace the person. I don't know who put the person anymore. So that's how we should change ourselves and each other.
I'm just grateful.
You know?
Because at least we see something. I'm sure some people will do the same challenge. They will not see nine.
Yeah, but you know, I don't want the ladies to feel bad because I think they think of joy actually that people actually. I'll come to you, Mariam. It's a thing of joy that people actually reacted. Some people actually sent us funds, and I appreciate that. We love that. So we're grateful. You know, we're not trying to raise money. We're not trying to get 100 million. What do we want to use the money for? We don't need the money for that. But the fact that people even responded, for those of you that gave us truthfully and sincerely, we are grateful. Thank you. Yes, Mariam.
Yes, and I'm saying that, you know, there's something about jumping on a bandwagon. If we had done this another time for another thing, the response may be different. Yes. But this is really where you are also goofing around and having fun. Yeah. So a lot of people do not take it seriously. And there's so many things that we get from viewers and fans that we have never met before. I mean, case in point, just like that. You know, there's so many. There was one time we went out and someone said, "Do you know I named my daughter Moriah after you?" Do you understand the sort of blessings?
Those are priceless gifts.
Yes, priceless gifts. So we're so thankful for all those who take their time out to watch the show. People that send us messages and say, you know, you have done a lot for me because now I know how to do this better, or now I can have this conversation. I have people who come and say, okay, now that I see that you're married to someone who was married before, much older than you, it makes me feel that, oh, it can be done and you can be happy. So, you know, we put our lives out there and in one way or the other, we're blessing people. Yes. And when our own time comes, when things will be falling, when our time comes, it will happen. This is, I think, also right. This is Davido's time. All the jumping on the bandwagon, so people will leave it. Let Davido enjoy his whatever and let him go.
This is, I'm afraid to come to you. Because I know you're a money woman. This was already counting dollars in my head. This was already like $100 million. You know, $100 million.
I know the way Nigerians reason. I wasn't expecting really because there are certain things that interest us as Nigerians. When it comes to things that are more beneficial, things that give value, we don't put premium on that. If we had stripped now and won some things and posed somewhere, more money would have come. So I understand that. I put out content on my social media space and I see how people respond. When I put up things that have to do with value, mentorship programs, teacher training programs, and all of that, you see 12 likes. 15 likes. Let me just wear skimpe and dance anyhow. You see thousands of views, thousands of likes immediately. So I wasn't really expecting much. But what I would not like is you people will sit here and be acting like you don't need money. I don't like it. You people should stop it on this table. We need money. No. We're not begging. I can't beg. I can't beg. We're not begging. But don't sit here and act like you don't need money. Everybody needs money. Of course. People are beginning to investigate those who eat sardine now.
What is
so
that?
afford sardines.
Okay.
We call it sardine in pidgin. Sardines. One is like 700 and something naira. Now, if you eat sardine in your house, they can call EFCC for you because people cannot afford it. We need money.
You have
if you can eat bread and egg in your house now, people will call EFCC to investigate the source of the wealth. Everybody is hungry, including us. So please, don't mind Mariah when she sits here and saying,
I'm going to call for a break. Let's go to a break. Nobody needs to be queried this morning. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. But sincerely, I want to appreciate all the people who
have supported.
So we let's do a vote of thanks for them. A show, thanks for giving. We see
we
you.
Not finished,
we appreciate you. We have not finished. We have not finished at all. We have not reached our target. So if you are giving, please give largely. Thanks for giving at all.
Let's
very grateful.
Let's put a stop to the corporate banking and to the fine bar.
The joke, fine bar.
We just joke. We're just goofing around. But the truth is that, just like Mariam said, it's a bandwagon thing. Everybody just jump in at it and see. I mean, I didn't even think anything serious would come, but I was surprised that some people actually sent us some funds. Thank you so much. I mean, but the idea really is for us to, I think I'd like to harp on what BC said. Let's leave this matter on the side, but let's see how we can appreciate value better in different ways. Let's begin to, let's review the way our actions towards certain things, you know. It's an inward review that we need to do on how we appreciate or interpret things we see. So, and I'd like to also connect that to Davido, you know, because I'm looking forward to how he plans to spend this fund, and I hope that he's going to actually give it out to charity.
It's his money.
No.
Buy Lamborghini with it.
So we're hoping that he will give it back.
See, one, I have to put this out there. If I'm the Davido self, I'll be very upset. One, I came out on my social media page and asked my friends to put money. All of a sudden, everybody's asking me how I'm going to spend it, what I'm going to spend it on. He even said he wanted to clear a car. Please, I did not call you in this matter. The people that I called have put in their money and they're not asking me for receipt. Put that aside. That's one. Secondly, there's also this idea, which I get it, where we're saying people will don't put money where there's value. But the Davido in question gives people value. They can say he came for my daughter's wedding and he made them happy, he sang for them, and they even paid for that.
He's a good person.
So we should understand that there are different kinds of value. So
entertainment is value.
In trying to highlight our own problem, let's not deem someone's life. So he's done something. He makes us proud. Internationally, we have a Nigerian that represents us in the entertainment industry. So he deserves all the
and he's a giver as well.
He doesn't help a lot of people.
This money that's coming, should we just donate it to donate the video?
No.
Why? Might as well. No?
We have charities around.
We also appreciate
charities. That's around.
We don't have as much that we
so
can
LIRS, I'm sure they're also counting the money. I want to see how tax.
How much tax? How much tax are we giving? Do you pay tax on gifts?
I don't know, but these are
no, it's a gift.
It's a gift. LIRS.
Talking about celebrity gist. How are you going to call LIRS to Davido? When they concern me, please leave them alone.
Don't you know that those people that win bets, they pay tax?
You don't know that the people that get the... So if I give you 10K, I can just dash you. And now you pay tax.
Reality show, they pay tax.
That's different.
Leave LIRS. Another gist, celebrity gist that we forgot because we have about 2 or 3 minutes left. P-Square.
I'm so happy that we brought P-Square. You know, I feel one sort of affinity to P-Square because they are J-Town people. So I'm really happy because I remember last time we talked about them, they were really in the thick of things, fighting each other, you know, even calling out each other, one brother calling out his other brother's wife. So it's really nice to see that families can come together and put things, you know, put their differences aside I really did not think that this was ever going to happen because it just seemed like it was going year in, year out. But that they are able to do this, well done to them. They're healing, you know, there's healing across for them and for their children.
This is how I felt about
I'm happy for them.
Square coming back together. Wasted years. They were the big thing. While they were being petty and forgetting about blood ties and family and the most important things, other people have won Grammys. Other people have gotten nominated. Other people have, you know, moved up. So I hope that they are coming back. They come back with sense, or they should not come back at all.
Yeah. Very true. I think I can end with that.
Yes.
They lost time. Background moment.
They lost time.
But people that were behind them
came out
overtook them.
But
while they're being petty.
Mariah, I hope that they have learned their lesson. I hope that they have learned not to allow anything, you know, divide them and, you know, create like an obstruction on their vision. They had allowed this to happen. I pray it doesn't happen again. And also, it's a lesson for all of us.
Yes, for all of us.
Have your goal, focus on it. Whatever issues you have, find a way here to resolve it and move on.
Okay, that's all we can take. So, Davido, good luck to you. I just pray you spend the money however you deem fit.
Thank you.
You told me not to tell you. And
on YouTube, 140 million. Yes, also need to look into.
No way. I'm not saying that.
You will say that LIRS
and P Square, we wish you the best.
Yes, yes.
That's all we can take. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now.